Hey everybody, welcome back to the finals. I guess it's technically the finals, but it's round 3, the final Swiss round. So yeah, but the winner of this will be in first place for the tournament. They'll be the winner of this entire tournament. And we have myself down at the bottom and Goofy Ghost up at the top, playing Crusadia, and obviously I am playing ABC. So I won the die roll. Obviously I'm going to be choosing to go first, although I don't think it's really going to matter, since technically if he won the die roll, he would have chosen to go second because he is on Crusadia and it is a going second list. So wow, let's get right into it. Before the game starts, I do want to mention that if you do want to play in these tournaments, you can join the link in the description below, and hopefully I will be doing a second tournament later on. Probably the tournament I think it'll start this weekend. But if you do miss it, if you're a little bit late to this, you can still join the link in the description, and I'll be hosting probably a third tournament later down the road as well. And yeah, this is a non-meta tournament following its own ban list. If you want more information on that, you can go watch round number 1's first feature match, and yeah, there's more information on that. Anyways, so it looks like I drew Union Hanger in this hand, which is really solid. So Union Hanger is a 1-card Dragon Buster, so I'm going to be showing you guys that here in this combo. So I'm going to be searching out A, using B to grab the Union Driver from the deck off a Union Hanger. Then Driver is going to be banishing itself to equip C. C is going to summon itself of its own effect. Linking C and B, I can go into Frame Lambda, and the reason I go into that is because I have Gamma. I maybe should have gone into a IP. I don't know exactly. Technically, I'm trying to play through hand traps, so I think that the Lambda is probably a better play here, just because if he has a Nibiru or something along those lines, I think it's a better play. So I do Chainlink 1 C, and then Chainlink 2 is B. So B is going to add me this A, and then it resolves backwards. Since I do have a Union monster in my hand, being this Union Driver, I can legally activate the C. So the Union Driver is going to be summoned off of the C, and then I'm going to be using Instant Fusion to go ahead and get into Panzer Dragon, and I can overlay those into a Cyber Dragon Nova and then into Infinity. And I think that was technically the wrong play. I think I should have just kept this Instant Fusion in my hand and then used the guitar to discard to get into the level 5, which is going to be Mike's here. Because this Mike's is going to sit on the field for no reason. I think that I definitely could have just kept the Instant Fusion in my hand and essentially just had that for the follow-up in the next turn. But I'm going to be banishing A, B, and C into a Dragon Buster as well. So I have essentially 3 forms of interruption here. Actually 2, because I have to choose between Gamma or the Dragon Buster. But yeah, I know he's on Crusadia because... quick side note, I am the one that is like viewing these deck lists to make sure they are legal, which is kind of like an iffy thing, but I do reveal my entire deck list to the participants of the tournament. I honestly didn't think ABC was going to be that big of an option, and it just so happened that it was pretty broken, and I ended up making it into the finals, and I genuinely didn't mean to, but... for this match, normally in the standby phase, I would tag out Buster if I know my opponent's playing Kaijus, because otherwise I'm just going to auto-lose. But because I know that my opponent is... I'm essentially playing as if I didn't know what the matchup was. So I'm not going to be using anything in standby phase. Normally I would use Dragon Buster, and I'm going to showcase that later on. But... Kyoto Waterfront is going to be searched off of the terraforming, so at this point I know he's playing Kaijus, but I know he doesn't have a Kaiju because obviously he would have Kaiju'd first. That's my assumption, at least. So I'm like, okay, this is fine. I feel safe here. I don't feel the need to tack on my Buster Dragon, and I feel like it was the correct play since he didn't have any Kaijus in hand. So Kyoto Waterfront... is going to be activated here, and then he's going to be normal summoning Crusadia Leonis, and I know the Crusadia deck is pretty normal summon heavy, so I just hit it with a Dragon Buster, and it gets 1 counter off of Waterfront due to the Dragon Buster being sent to the graveyard, because I'm going to be tagging it out into 3 more pieces, and he can activate this Kaiju Slumber, and that's going to be hit with an Infinity, and he's going to scoop. So very, very short game number 1. And this is the interesting idea. Is he going to be forcing me to go first, or is he going to be going first? We'll find out. it looks like he's going to actually be opting for me to go first. So hopefully trying to break my board. He draws into a kaiju. So this game could actually go somewhere. Let's see what happens. So I draw into Union Hanger again. So let's go ahead and use it to grab a Assault Core. And then I can go ahead and use my B. Target my Union Hanger targets the B to equip a Union Driver. Banish it to get a C. Then use the C. Summon itself. C and B make IP Masquerena here, which is very interesting. I thought I was going to go for Platinum Gadget, but yep. C is Chain Link 2, summoning the A, and then the B is going to be searching for a C from my deck. It doesn't really matter which piece I search here. And then I'll be banishing all of them into an ABC Dragon Buster. Obviously, I'm putting it in defense mode because I'm playing around Lightning Storm. I'm unsure if he plays it, but it's just safe to put this in defense mode. Also, Lightning Storm's at 1 in this tournament, but yeah. So in the standby phase, I use Buster because I know my opponent's playing Kaijus from the previous game because I saw a Kyoto Waterfront. So I think that was actually the correct play because otherwise he would have hit me with a Gamma Seal and that would have been really rough. But yeah, I'm going to be using the standby phase of Buster because at this point I can still have an interruption with the IP as well as a Ghost Ogre, and all of these pieces float, so I feel pretty safe not being able to lose. And then my Hanger is going to be equipping the B to my C so that I can definitely float pretty easily. Kyoto Waterfront is going to be activated here. By the way, the reason that I equipped the B to the C and not into any other piece, obviously I can't equip to B because it has to be a different name, is because if he attacks the C, I have to summon a C from hand or a Union monster from hand. But because the C is protected by the B, I essentially have way more protection than you might think. I can survive many attacks because if the C gets attacked, the B dies instead. And then I search for a C. The C dies again. I summon a C from the hand, and then I can summon another C off of that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 monsters that you have to get through, assuming that they're destroying cards, obviously. So, yeah, it's a lot. Formid Skipper is going to be normal summoned here, and this is the only card that dies to Ghost Ogre off the normal summon in his deck. Quite terrible, honestly. I mean, it's quite comedic, I guess, because he's going to activate the effect, and you activate the effect, you don't have to reveal his cost or anything like that, and I can Ghost Ogre it. So he uses the effect, and he doesn't have to reveal here. Actually, technically, he does reveal since you're resolving the effect as much as you can. Ghost Ogre resolves, destroying the Formid Skipper, and then the Formid Skipper, technically, you reveal the monster in your extra deck, but it's not on the field anymore, so obviously the Formid Skipper resolves without an effect. He passes on that. And on my turn, I use B's effect to summon itself. Hanger's going to equip an A to the B that I summoned off of its own effect. And then I can link it off into a Nightmare Unicorn. Use its effect to get rid of the B. Shuffle the Kyoto Waterfront. Then use A's effect to add the B from the grave to hand. B's effect to add A from the deck to the hand. And then Unicorn finally resolves. And the Unicorn, it gets shuffled. I think I did actually discard. Maybe I didn't. I don't know if I discarded actually, but I discard the Union Driver out of my hand anyways. I link off into a Nightmare Cerberus. C's effect summons, B's effect searches. Then I can overlay those into a copy of Daigusto Emerald, use the effect to shuffle back the IP, Dragon Buster, and a Union Driver. And at this point, I draw a card, draw into Union or a Monster Reborn, banish 3, ABC Dragon Buster. At this point, that is 8,600 points of damage. So that is unfortunately game. And I will say I quite nicely played around this Kaiju very well. Just being able to banish it in standby phase. I think that this game would have been a way bigger grind game had I not done that. So yeah, I guess a very smart play on my part. Just tagging out Dragon Buster in the standby phase just to play around Kaijus is pretty smart. But yeah, that's going to be doing it for today's match. Unfortunately, this is probably the biggest one-sided match of the entire tournament. Sorry it had to be the final, but it is what it is. And yeah, I did win the tournament, which I guess is kind of weird to say since I, hosted the tournament myself. I'm going to be trying to be playing a way less important deck in the next tournament. I just wanted to see if ABC was a strong pick, and obviously it was. And this deck will be getting some hits. Don't worry about that. So if you do join this tournament, don't opt to play ABC because, I guess you could try to play ABC since I'm not going to be killing the deck, but I'm going to be hitting it a little bit. But quite crazy. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later.